Another bitterly cold afternoon from Kansas City. It's game 3 of a 3-game series between the Red Sox and Royals from Kauffman Stadium. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. This entire offseason, we heard so much about Daisuke Matsuzaka, a $100 million investment for the Red Sox. And today, Jerry, we get to see him pitch.
You know, Don, we were driving back to the hotel after the game last night, and I was trying to put myself in Matsuzaka's spot, you know, as a former baseball player, and how you would feel the night before this goes on. I mean, think of the pressure behind this guy right now. Not only the length of the contract and the amount of money of the contract, trying to impress his own teammates for the first time, the fans of New England, Red Sox fans all around the country, and also back in Japan, who they've just been following every move he makes from day one in spring training. I got to believe that I'd have a very tough time sleeping the night before a game like this. So, you know, it's going to be fun to watch, and one game doesn't make a season, obviously. You hope for the best for Daisuke today. It's a very long season. If it doesn't work out for him, he's going to have plenty of chance to redeem himself. He's going to be good. He's going to be a successful pitcher in the big leagues. Let the Daisuke era begin.
Red Sox Nation is fired up, but will Daisuke be fired up today?
You should be your first start anyways, a little more amped up, but we'll just have to see. He's had to deal with this pressure. This isn't his first rodeo having to deal with it, so I think he should be okay.
This is his first major league start. I mean, you know, whatever happens tomorrow, and I certainly hope we win, but whatever happens, we have this kid for 5 more years. You know, it's not going to be do or die tomorrow. I mean, I know it probably will be, but we just, you know, again, it'll be a lot more fun answering questions if he has a 2-hit shutout.
The Red Sox hope for exactly that. We'll find out next.
The burger of your dreams is back. McDonald's Cheddar Melt. A quarter pound of beef with cheddar cheese sauce and teriyaki onions on a rye bun. Hurry, this dream ends April 12th.
Single again. Will I still look eligible with gray hair? Is that all people will see? How do you make a clean break?
Just for Men stops gray from hiding who you are. Easy, with 5-minute Target Gray technology.
Dating again is easier than I thought. And you wonder, why did I ever put up with gray hair?
Let the real you come through. Stay in the game with Just for Men.
Have you heard about the benefits of a reverse mortgage? If you're a homeowner, 62 years or older, and would like to supplement your monthly income, a reverse mortgage could be the key to living comfortably in retirement. U.S. government-insured reverse mortgages allow seniors to convert the equity in their home into cash without having to move or make monthly loan payments. We offer a free information kit and video explaining everything you need to know about a reverse mortgage.
Call 800-300-4519.
Closed captioning provided by Finago a Bagel, Boston's own sandwich, soup, salad, melt, and of course bagel cafe with 20 locations throughout eastern Massachusetts.
We're very pleased and excited to have acquired the rights to Daisuke Matsuzaka. We have long admired Mr. Matsuzaka's abilities. What we're really doing is announcing the signing of the national treasure.
Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Daisuke Matsuzaka, and it is lined down the left field line, a fair ball. Ayers jumping on the first pitch, is thinking two.
Skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
And welcome back to Kauffman Stadium as we get ready for the Major League debut for Daisuke Matsuzaka. And Jerry, while It is certainly a great day for Red Sox Nation. It is a little bit different if you're a Kansas City Royals fan here today. You don't have the same kind of feel as Red Sox fans do today, for sure.
Well, actually, the Kansas City fans are anxious to see Zack Greinke pitch because he's a guy that missed most of last year, and he's a tremendous prospect for this Kansas City club. So, yeah, I think there's some interest from Kansas City's point of view because they have to try to beat Daisuke, but they're really interested in their starting pitch, and, of course, Red Sox fans have been waiting for this day for a long time.
Let's send it down to the third member of our broadcast team, Tina Servasio. Tina?
Don, the frigid cold today could have some type of effect on how Daisuke Matsuzaka pitches. He's not accustomed to pitching in this weather. His home ballpark in Japan was a dome, so already in his first major league start, he's heading into an unknown entity. Pitching coach John Farrell explains what the team knows about this situation.
No, because we haven't seen or haven't experienced the cold weather. This will be the first time, but you know, I would think that in his starts in Japan there was been some times when he's pitched in some inclement weather. But you know, the fortunate thing, as I was telling Dan, is that you know, this is a chance for the warmest guy in the field to be the starting pitcher. So you know, just I think if you were to ask any starting pitcher, they would prefer to pitch on cold days.
Farrell says the cold is an element that works in a pitcher's favor, but Josh Beckett said last night he couldn't get a good grip on his breaking balls, saying they felt like he was throwing a dry spitter. Matsuzaka's best pitches are his breaking balls, so the rookie will continue to learn on the fly. Now, just how cold is it? Jason Varitek told me for the first time in his career he just couldn't warm up last night, and today is only supposed to be a couple degrees warmer. In fact, flurries are expected by late afternoon.
Okay, Tina, well, it is on the chilly side here in Kansas City, and Jerry, I guess that is a big question mark as far as the field. We talked about Pedro Martinez having problems with it early in seasons in years past, and Josh Beckett making note of that as well.
Yeah, we talked about that last night, Don, that you know, one of the problems you have as a pitcher in cold weather is the fact that you don't get a real good grip on your breaking ball. Now, I was just talking to a couple of scouts out in the hallway who watched Matsuzaka quite a bit last year in the WBC, also in spring training, and both scouts told me that the pitch that is underrated for him is his curveball. Well, the curveball pitch last night that he had a little bit of trouble throwing because of the cold conditions, and that may be the case here this afternoon for Matsuzaka. We'll see how it goes. Look, the pitches are out there. They're basically warm because they're moving all the time, but still, the feel in the fingers because of the cold weather can make a difference.
We're moments away from finding out. The Kansas City Royals take the field, and let's check out the Red Sox starting nine, brought to you by New England Dodge Dealers. Julio Lugo leads it off for the Red Sox at shortstop with Kevin Youkilis at first base. David Ortiz, a designated hitter. Manny Ramirez in left field. J.D. Drew in right field. Mike Lowell at third base. Jason Varitek will catch Daisuke. Coco Crispy in center field. Dustin Pedroia at second base to round out the Red Sox starting nine. Today's starting pitcher is brought to you by Panasonic, and on the mound for Kansas City, Zack Greinke.
You know, back in 2005, he made 33 starts, was 5-17 for the Royals. Last year, a total of only 21 appearances overall, 3 at the major league level and 18 at the minor leagues. He was put on the DL early in the season with personal problems. Those personal problems were bouts with anxiety and depression. So this is a major comeback from him, and quite honestly, he got the loudest ovation of any Royal on opening day, with the exception of the other rookie, Alex Gordon. The Kansas City defense is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. They have not made an error in the 2 games that they've played. Alex Gordon will be at third base. Tony Pena Jr., the shortstop. Esteban Herman gets a start at second. And Ryan Sheely at first base. Left to right, Ross Gloder's had a very good series. David DeJesus and Mark Tien. John Buck, who had a home run here on opening day, back behind the plate catching Greinke.
And the umpiring crew, Jeff Nelson has the plate today for the umpires. Jim Wolf at first base, Tim Sheet at second base, and Jim Joyce, who had the plate last night, is at third. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, your New England Subaru dealers, Foxwoods Resort Casino, and by New England Toyota dealers. Well, a cold afternoon in Kansas City, and ready to go as Julio Lugo makes his way to the plate. Red Sox using the same lineup for the first 3 games of the year. A 7-1 loss on opening day, a 7-1 win here last night, and here we go in the rubber game of this 3-game series. Lugo so far 2 for 7 on the young season. And the first pitch of this one from Zack Greinke is in there for strike one to Julio Lugo.
Now the Red Sox will see the basic four from Greinke: the fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup.
As you mentioned off the top, Greinke last year leaving the Royal Spring Training Camp on February 25th. Initially leaving for 2 weeks. His absence went unexplained at first, and then it was found that Greinke was undergoing counseling from a sports psychologist near his home in Orlando, Florida, as part of a treatment program for some long-standing emotional issues as he battled anxiety and depression. 22 years. He said that he had really battled this his entire life. The only time he felt good was when he was on the mound. And even that had gone away as this one hit high in the air to deep left. Ross Globe there as the wind knocks it down for out number one.
Well, we have the exact same type of breeze we did here last night, blowing from left field toward right field. And we saw a number of baseballs hit pretty hard last night that didn't go. The only one that did was the one that Kevin Youkilis hit.
Well, one down, and it brings up Kevin Youkilis, who did indeed get his first home run of the year, first Red Sox home run of the season. 3 for 9 in the early going. Greinke starts off ahead. Youkilis hit 13 of them last season, but his first one of 2007 into the teeth of that strong wind. Youkilis with a couple of home runs during spring training has continued to hit well here during the regular season.
You'll see a range of speed today on the fastball from Greinke, anywhere from 88 to 94 miles an hour. Talking to Paul Splitoff, who does the games for Kansas City, he said a couple of years ago he wanted to be like Greg Maddux, and he was throwing like 84, 85, and he said, look, your arm's too good for that. You know, you've got some pop on your fastball. They wanted to see a little more out of that.
Talked about some of the problems that he battled. He said that he was uncomfortable in locker rooms, clubhouses, and crowds made him feel uncomfortable, which is certainly tough if you're a starting pitcher in the major leagues. And he was battling a great many things and has battled through them. And certainly everybody in Kansas City glad to see him back on the mound this season.
Well, anybody who has battled anxiety, panic attacks, they know what a debilitating thing that can be. And generally, when that gets bad enough, that leads to depression.
Just missing, held on to for an extra moment by John Buck, but down to first goes Youkilis. And first base runner in the afternoon for the Red Sox.
And the first walk of the season for Kevin Youkilis, sitting out of that 2 spot.
So 1 down, 1 on, and it brings up David Ortiz. 1 for 6 in the early going, walking a couple times here last night. The shift on for him, but in the infield still the second baseman Esteban Herman. And the first pitch strike to Ortiz as Greinke has started off ahead of the first 3 batters. Outside corner this time, and it's 0-2.
That's a good changeup from Greinke at 80 miles an hour. Kind of a little movement down and away from David Ortiz.
Greinke, a first-round draft choice out of high school back in 2002 out of Orlando, Florida. Quick work with David Ortiz on 3 pitches. Never takes the bat off his shoulder and strikes out. 2 down.
Again, great location by Greinke as he put that changeup, then the fastball, the follow-up fastball in the exact same spot, outside corner.
So 2 down, Youkilis at first base, and here's Manning. 1 for 6 so far in the young season. No homers, no runs batted in for Ramirez. Base and 3 out of 4 trips in last night's ball game. A single and a couple of walks here last night as Daisuke up and down the dugout His every move has been followed since the announcement of his signing with the Red Sox, but the pressure here has been immense from the Japanese media. He takes the strike, and it's 1-1.
You know, we watched Daisuke prior to the game. Now, I don't know if it's because of the cool temperatures, but he was out there very, very early running sprints and throwing before he did his regular bullpen session. Much, much earlier than Greinke was out there.
So throwing session here the other day closed to the media, which incensed the Japanese media. Many of them trying to get shots from out on the hill outside beyond Kauffman Stadium here, trying to get any glimpse they can of Daisuke. Fly ball to right field. Martin backpedaling, now twists around. It's up and it's off the wall. He got all twisted up as Youkilis is going to try and score. Manny into second base. Youkilis will score, and the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. A 2-out RBI for Manny Ramirez.
You know, it almost looked that Tien was surprised at how hard that ball was hit by Ramirez to the opposite field, because you're right, he did not get a very good jump on it, and he just decided immediately that he was going to either watch it go over the fence or play it off the wall. See him spin around, he gets all messed up there, and then has to play it off that screen that's in front of the bullpen for Kansas City. Plus, with 2 outs and off on contact, Youkilis scores, and the Red Sox have the 1-0 lead.
Ian certainly inexperienced in the outfield, as he played third base last year for the Kansas City Royals. So the Red Sox have scored in the first inning in all 3 games this season.
I think the toughest play for any outfielder is the ball that's directly over your head, that's hit hard on a line, and that certainly was hit hard by Ramirez.
Well, a couple of very good games for J.D. Drew to begin his Red Sox career. So far 3 for 7. Went underrated last night was the fine running catch that he made. He made it look very easy last night on a ball that was headed towards the gap in right field. Got a great jump and ran it down. A big play in last night's game.
Now that's why he made it look easy, because he got a tremendous jump on that ball. Great first step.
Look at that grab last night.
And this came in a big part of the ball game, where there were a couple of men on base against Beckett. That ball was hit very hard, but in deep. But J.D. Drew chases it down.
Greinke has not been behind many, but he is behind here 2-1 with Ramirez at second base and 2 down. A strike in there, and it evens at 2-2.
And he's been able to paint that outside corner against the lefties. He did it to David Ortiz. Another fastball on the outside corner to J.D. Drew.
Greinke last year was activated on June 21st and was sent to Wichita, trying to work his way back to pitching shape. They're back in the major leagues here today. Strike 3 call. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Greinke. The Red Sox get a run as Manny Ramirez drives in his first run of the year. And as we head to the bottom of the first inning with the Red Sox on top 1-0, Daisuke Matsuzaka about to take the hill for the first time in a Red Sox uniform and for the first time as a major leaguer.
Meet Magnus Vermagnuson, the strongest man in the world. Mr. Magnuson can lift a car over his head, carry an anvil the length of a football field,
Magnus.
pull a 747 jet with his teeth. And at the end of a long, hot, strenuous day, what does the world's strongest man call for?
Coors Light.
Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Magnus. Hey, buddy. Sorry.
So intelligent, it knows when to turn rear-wheel drive performance into all-wheel drive control. So intuitive, it's beyond machine. The all-new 306 horsepower G from Infiniti.
Power Bob combined with Bobopedic, the best seller at Bob's Discount Furniture.
I can sleep on any sleep surface at my house. This is what I've chosen. Why? One word: Comfort. We spend a third of our lives in bed.
Think of the things you do in bed. The Power Bob with the Bobopedic have every angle covered.
Why spend thousands more on a Craftmatic and Tempur-Pedic when you can buy my Power Bob? I guarantee you, I will make you happy. Come on down.
Back at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, the Red Sox grab a run in the first. Kansas City coming up in the bottom of the first. Their lineup is brought to you by Rico. David DeJesus at the top of the order and in center field for the Royals. Esteban Herman in there today at second base. Mark Tian in right. Neil Brown, the designated hitter. Alex Gordon at third base. Ryan Shealy at first with Ross Glode in left. John Butt does the catching and Tony Pena Jr. at shortstop. Today's starting pitcher is brought to you by Panasonic, and it's Daisuke Matsuzaka for Boston.
Well, we look at the games, 25 games last year, the 17-5 record, 2.13, and that doesn't include the 3-0 in the World Baseball Classic. 8 seasons in Japan, 72 complete games for Matsuzaka. And Francona said he'll be treated today like any of our other starters, not expected to go 120, 30 pitches like he normally would do in Japan.
Well, they tried to harness that in between outings, so used to throwing every day and also used to being on a 6-man rotation in Japan. So it is all different for him from in between starts to when he starts. And he has called out Jason Varitek here in behind the mound. He wishes to talk with him.
Now, it's very simple. The umpire was telling him because of the cold conditions, you can blow on your hand while you're on the mound. And that's what Varitek is relaying to him now. He went behind the mound, and the umpire was telling him that, you could do it on the mound. So we've got that squared away.
This will be a running thing throughout the season, as apparently he's also asked to take a bracelet off, which he did do on the arm and complying to the umpire's wishes. The communication will be an issue. Let the Daisuke era begin as Daisuke Matsuzaka's first pitch in a Red Sox uniform, car foul off to the left.
Now that was predictable because David DeJesus read the comments, he heard the comments that Matsuzaka was going to throw a fastball on his first pitch, and he says, I'm going to swing at the first pitch.
Well, the youngster from the Boston College Eagles had the same idea also. He was able to get a double down the line. 0-1 to DeJesus, and it's 1-1. Still looking for his first hit of the young season. Leadoff hitter and center fielder for the Royals, 0 for 8. Towards left center field, in for a base hit. Over is Coco Cripps to play it. DeJesus with a wide turn at first. But he's aboard with his first hit of the season.
Couple of breaking balls from Matsuzaka, and that at bat, it's a curveball. It looks like here that DeJesus takes to the opposite field for the base hit. So DeJesus being very aggressive against Daisuke and picks up the single.
So aboard at first base as Esteban Herman bats. Came into the game as a defensive replacement last night for Mark Grudzalani and makes his first start of the season. Daisuke starts off ahead. On last year in 106 games for Kansas City at .326, 3 homers and 34 runs batted in. For Daisuke, his lifelong dream coming true today. He's always dreamed of pitching in the major leagues in the United States. And of course, last year pitching in the World Baseball Classic in March. He was the MVP of that first World Baseball Classic. It's 3-0 with a 1.38 earned run average en route to Japan's championship. Near the dirt, nicely handled by Varitek to his right.
Back-to-back changeups, it looks like, from Matsuzaka, and that ball dug out of the dirt by Varitek keeps DeJesus at first base. Either a changeup or a cut fastball that time. I tell you, it's been tough in spring training trying to figure out his changeup, his cut fastball, and his splitter.
On the ground, softly to Pedroia, try to turn it to second for one. That's all they're going to get. As they get the lead runner in DeJesus, Herman reaches at first base on a ball that was not hit very hard.
Nowhere to go for Julio Lugo except get out of the way of DeJesus and get that sure out at second base, the force out.
So one down, Herman at first base, and it brings up Mark Tien. Tien so far 3 for 7. No homers and a run batted in. He moved from his customary third base position out to the outfield during spring training to make room for Alex Gordon. Rookie phenom, or at least the Royals hope he is a phenom at third base. First strike, and it's 1-1. I've heard so many different things. Tough to tell what is myth and what is not when dealing with Daisuke Matsuzaka in Japan, but allegedly he became the first Japanese pitcher to reach 100 miles per hour on the radar gun. Accomplished a feat in the Olympics for Japan. Also heard about the gyro ball and everything else that comes along with it. Up top missing, and it's 2-1 now to Mark Tien.
That's about the range where his fastball has been through most of the spring, too. 91 to 93, and last year in the WBC had a number of fastballs at 96, 97.
Breaking ball missing. It's now 3-1. Esteban Herman at first base, one away here in the last of the first inning. And Daisuke backs off. And one of the things they've been working on is harnessing his throwing of pitches in between outings.
The fans in Kansas City booing his jumping jacks that he was doing behind the mound.
That's a strike, and it's a full count now. Daisuke believes that it builds up stamina, strengthens your arm, and it's something that we've seen a lot of the Japanese pitchers who have come over do. We saw Hideo Nomo throw on a regular basis. Just after he had thrown the day before, we'd see him throwing in the outfield long ranges. Three-two pitch. Herman takes off, and it's ball 4 to Mark Tien. So the Royals with a couple of base runners here in the bottom of the first inning.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by a Boston area Lexus dealers. 3 errors in 2 games. Mike Lowell will be at third base. Julio Lugo, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second, and Kevin Youkilis at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Coco Crisp, and J.D. Drew, who made that fine catch last night. And Jason Veritek doing the catching for Daisuke Matsuzaka. It looks like to me he's just feeling his way through this first inning right here.
One down, runners at first and second. Emil Brown, the designated hitter. There's one foul down the right field line, back and out of play.
And he's done a lot of that, Don. He's left a lot of pitches up in the zone, and that's not a good thing. Looks like a breaking ball from Matsuzaka, but it stays up in the zone, and fortunately, Emil Brown hits that in foul territory.
Dribble it back to him. He'll go to second for one. Relay on to first. A double play started by Daisuke Matsuzaka. The Red Sox take a 1-0 lead after 1.
Oh, honey, I told the neighbors we'd feed their pets while they're away.
Oh, okay, sweetie. Oh, no. Ooh.
Want to get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines Internet specials, you can fly on one of our 23 daily nonstops from Manchester or Providence to Baltimore, Washington for just $49 one way. Purchased by April 12th.
You are now free to move about the country.
This is an important announcement regarding disaster relief for all homeowners. In response to the recent wave of natural disasters, a new program is now available to protect families across the U.S. It's from the Recovery Homeowners Association, and all homeowners are urged to register. To participate, you must call now, before a disaster strikes. This program will distribute cash benefits, assist in reuniting displaced families, and help make federal and state assistance more accessible. Call to sign up and receive cash benefits of $1,000 per month for each month you are displaced from your home. This is cash you do not have to pay back. The plan will also pay up to $1,000 of your mortgage each and every month you cannot live in your home. But you must call to sign up now, before the next natural disaster strikes. Every family is in danger from a possible natural disaster. This plan could make all the difference.
Call 800-258-8300. That's 800-258-8300.
Red Sox on top 1-0 as we head to the top half of the second inning. Hey fans, Coors Light is giving you a forum to be heard. Look for our camera crews on your way into the stadium or your chance to speak out. Coors Light, refresh your inner fan. Second inning with Mike Lowell leading off. Operation last night for Mike Lowell, committing 3 errors in the game. And Lowell had a very nice night offensively, but defensively with the 3 miscues, most ever in a game for him.
I thought at least one of those could have gone as a base hit. You know, tough. You got a guy like Lowell out there who's a very good defender, and of course anything hit in that direction, if he doesn't catch it, you have a tendency to want to throw an E up on the board. He was really upset after that last throwing error late in the ball game, that throw to first base.
It's just the 3rd time he's made more than 1 error in a game. June 30th back in 2000 Montreal, and against the Mets he had made 2 errors in a game, but never 3, and sends one through the left side into left field for a base hit. As we check back in with Tina Cervasio. Tina?
Don, to continue what you and Jerry are talking about Mike Lowell's errors last night, the players in the clubhouse were really shocked and surprised, especially watching in the 3rd inning Lowell commit 2 straight errors. Lowell said he was just hoping the Sox could get out of that inning unscathed.
I can deal with the errors, you know, that's part of the game, but when runs come in after that, you really feel bad. So like I said, you know, JD made a great play, and that's part of the game, you know. It's guys picking each other up, and you know, it made me feel a lot better. You know, it really did. You know, no one's happy when you make an error, but you know, for JD to make that play, you know, he came in. I said, no one loves you more than me right now. You know, and it's you know, that's the mark of a good team.
And that was just another reason, too, why you saw so much emotion from Josh Beckett on JD's play there, because Beckett and Lowell have been teammates since Florida. And Beckett said when he was on the mound, he was thinking, I have to try to lift up Lowell. I can't let those errors get to him. And they obviously got the job done.
Okay, Tina. Well, Jerry, you have been, I'm sure, on the other side of that, where you've made an error, and it causes, you know, I'm sure you feel very badly, but it also causes your starting pitcher to have to throw more pitches. There's all kinds of results, a domino effect from making that error.
That is so true. You know, it's so frustrating when you're out there and you boot a couple of ground balls, and then all of a sudden the floodgates open. You know, you could see how happy Beckett was last night after getting that out, and certainly Lowell was very happy too, because it didn't hurt the ball club. But well, so sometimes you make those errors, and 6 runs come across after that, and you can't shake it.
Well, Lowell at first base, nobody out here in the inning. There, Tech reaching out and lifting one out towards short left field. Glode coming in, Pena going out, and it's Ross Glode who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. We saw Glode at first base last night defensively, and today getting the start in left for the Royals. One down, and here comes Coco Crisp, still looking for his first hit of the season. Comes in at 0-6. And no homers, no RBIs so far for Coco Crisp. Last night there was a pretty strong wind. It's kind of a light breeze today, but another very chilly afternoon from Kansas City.
And it's not one of those breezes that, you know, is balmy and cools you off.
No. Like the ones that we experienced during spring training at Fort Myers.
Yeah, those are very comfortable breezes. These make you very uncomfortable.
A loss in game 1 for Curt Schilling, a win last night for Beckett, and the major league debut today for Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Now, Matsuzaka made a nice play and a nice pitch to get out of that first inning. It was a fastball that ran right back in the hands of Emil Brown. Then he set himself very well, gave a very good throw to second base to Lugo, and they complete the double play. So a good fastball that jams the hitter, and it turns into a double play.
This fights it off foul and evens the count now at 1-1.
You know, Dennis Eckersley was we were discussing in the pregame show what his out pitch is going to be. What pitch will he go to when in trouble? Well, in that case, it was a moving fastball, a two-seam fastball that he gets inside to Emil Brown and gets that weak ground ball back through the middle.
Watched him a few times on Nesson during spring training, but I think it's really tough to probably evaluate somebody during spring training. So many different variables, and you know, it's tough to tell what kind of veteran pitcher will be working on different things and where he was in the process for him during spring training. Often saying that he was struggling, fighting against himself a lot of spring. So very difficult to see how he felt during the course of the spring. There for a strike to Crispin. It's 1-2. Daisuke incidentally becoming the 12th native of Japan to ever start a major league game. Third native of Japan to start a game for the Red Sox, joining Hideo Nomo in 2001. And Tomo Oka, who's here in '99 through 2001. Strike 3 call. And the early struggles continue for Coco Crisp. Third strikeout for Zack Greinke already.
Yeah, he's throwing some pretty good changeups in this ball game. He got a couple of strikeouts earlier on fastballs. That's the changeup there. It's a very good one down knee high.
So 2 away. Lowell, who led off the inning with a single to left field, still stands at first. And here's Dustin Pedroia. 3 for 6. Reached base safely in 4 of 7 trips over the first 2 games. And all of his hits so far this season have been singles.
He's made good, solid, hard contact from day one. One of the baseballs he's hit hard, even some of the outs.
They keep falling behind now, 2-0. His major league debut to Dustin Pedroia last year in August, on August 22nd at Angels Stadium. Bush remained with the Red Sox in the big club the rest of the season. There's a strike, 2-1.
Got no fastball in the 2-0 count from Greinke. The changeup. Looks like he has very good confidence in that pitch here early in the ball game.
Ground by the mound softly. Herman on to first base to end the inning. Red Sox waste a leadoff single by Mike Lowell. An inning and a half done. 1-0 Red Sox.
You are our neighbors. You teach. You cheer. You sacrifice. You help those around you. You love your little corner of the world. Here at Extra Mart, we are proud to serve you, and we thank you for letting us be a part of your community.
Visit the new extramart.com and sign up for the Extra Email Club and have a chance to win a PlayStation 3. Club members are the first to learn about great context, incredible sales, receive coupons, and more. Go to extramart.com today.
Ricky, hey, for the Go Green sales event, we want you to race over a hotbed of coals wearing this.
I don't think so.
You're right. Terrible idea. You're fired. Lots of other great ideas.
The Kawasaki Go Green sales event is on. Save big with low payments on new Kawasaki vehicles. See your dealer today.
Well, don't miss New England Hockey Night live tonight after Red Sox coverage. The Bruins continue their mini road trip in Buffalo to face off against the Sabres. Rick Middleton joins host Eric Freed in studio to break down the game like only a former player can. Tune in to review Nifty's preseason picks. Live high-definition coverage begins tonight at 6:30 on Bruins Face Off.
1-0 Red Sox, and as a Japanese starter makes his major league debut today in Matsuzaka. We mentioned Hideo Nomo made his first start in a Red Sox uniform. His debut April 4th of 2001, pitching a no-hitter against the Baltimore Orioles. First, the great out number 2 catch by Mike Lansing in short center in the bottom of the 9th inning, and then Troy O'Leary camped underneath in left field to wrap up the no-hitter for Hideo Nomo. He walked 3, fanned 11 in the 3-0 no-hit shutout of the Baltimore Orioles. As Matsuzaka back on the mound for inning number 2.
And that was your first game in Red Sox baseball.
It was indeed.
Well, Matsuzaka different than Nomo. Nomo was basically over-the-top fastball splitter type pitcher, occasional breaking ball. Matsuzaka with many more pitches than that.
Matsuzaka, the 4th native of Japan to pitch in a game for the Red Sox. Mentioned Hideo Nomo, Tomo Oka, who actually threw a perfect game for the Pawtucket Red Sox on his way up the Red Sox chain. And of course, Hideki Okajima, who we've already seen in this series. Our foul to the backstop. Alex Gordon leading it off for the Royals here in the 2nd inning.
And a rough couple of games for Gordon. 0 for 7 in the 2 games that he has played against the Red Sox. He's seen a lot of off-speed pitches early in the count and high fastballs late in the count.
5 strikeouts in the series for Alex Gordon. Lifts it out towards left field. Ramirez moving over, and Manny will be there to make the catch.
That looked to be the changeup from Matsuzaka. A little bit of a screwball action on it, and gets Gordon to fly out to left field. It kind of tumbles down, and maybe that's where they get that gyro ball effect. It has a little bit different spin on it, as it almost has top spin as it's tumbling down away from that left-handed hitter.
You mentioned the screwball action, and as best I can remember, the last guy we saw actually throw a screwball was Jim Messier, who was with the Oakland A's. I mean, I guess there's so much wear and tear on the arm that guys just don't throw it. I mean, it seems like a very effective pitch if you could be able to throw it.
Take one more look at that changeup. You see how he grips it. They tell me that he really holds his fingers tight like a circle change, and then watch it kind of tumble toward home plate.
Sheely batting, taking a pitch inside. Sheely so far 0 for 3 on the season. Got last night off after starting opening day for Kansas City. Begins his first full season with the Royals, making his first opening day rosters. Acquired from the Colorado Rockies at the trade deadline last year.
A little extra zip on that fastball at 94. The previous fastball was 88. That time 94, trying to go away from Sheely.
To right, Drew coming on to make the running catch. Hung up long enough for him to get there, and there's 2 down.
Now J.D. Drew, smart outfielder. You know, when 2 strikes, a lot of right fielders against right-handed hitters will come in just a few steps shallow because you're going to get more of a defensive swing on 2 strikes, and that enables J.D. Drew to make that play up about shoulder high.
So 2 outs here in the 2nd inning, and it brings up Ross Glode. 3 for 7 so far. Got the start at first base last night. He's back in left field for today's game. First season with the Royals for Glode. Came over during the offseason from the Chicago White Sox in exchange for left-handed reliever Andrew Sisco.
Some of the questions the last couple of days from members of the media about Matsuzaka to Francona, I mean, I wouldn't know how to answer them. I think there was one if you were going to go take the pitcher out, would you bring somebody with you, an
Yes.
interpreter? I don't think you can do that.
Wasn't there one yesterday as to whether or not he and John Farrell would both go to the mound at one point?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little much.
Francona said, I'm going to try to stay away from as much as possible.
The only time you're going to see him go out there is to get the baseball, and you hope that's not the case. And 2-1. There's a swing and a miss in on the hands, down and in.
Yeah, that looked like a cut fastball that time from Matsuzaka. At 87 miles an hour. Watch at the end of this pitch how it just cuts down and in to the lefty.
He's got the first 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. And he strikes out Glow, that time getting it by him. 91 from Daisuke Matsuzaka. 1-0 Boston after 2.
Came to spend some time together, reconnect.
Like when I met her, dice are hot.
Like the names they got.
Non-stop fun.
Hole in one.
What a thrill!
Hey, I just won.
We're closer
than we can recall.
Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Foxwoods.
Dodge Caliber's versatility and great gas mileage make it perfect for a road trip. All the right features make it even better. Discover America's hottest products at your Dodge dealer.
A 95-mile-an-hour fastball will reach home plate in 0.4 of a second. Watch every pitch in clear Panasonic motion. Panasonic Plasma for the speed of sports. Panasonic, ideas for life.
My neighbor drove all over town to find the best deal on a cell phone. I just logged on to Let's Talk. They make it easy to compare plans from all major carriers and find cell phone deals that are much cheaper than retail.
Like the hot BlackBerry Pearl with music and video player, a $369 value, yours free after mail-in rebate and new calling plan.
Let's Talk has the best prices, the best plans, and the most free phones guaranteed.
Log on to 25letstalk.com or call now to order your BlackBerry Pearl. Let's Talk, the smarter way to shop for cell phones. So log on or call now.
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of the 67 Sox with Impossible to Forget, a documentary featuring new interviews and footage seen for the first time since 1967. Tune in for this special encore performance of Impossible to Forget, Sunday night at 6 on Net.
27 pitches through the first 2 innings for Daisuke Matsuzaka in his major league debut. A 1-0 Red Sox lead into the third, where Julio Lugo lifts one down the right field line. Martin on the run, so is Sheely, but that'll get back into the first couple of rows. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by your Lincoln Mercury dealers, Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network, and by Dunkin' Donuts. Lugo leading it off here in the top half of the third inning. Fly to left in his first at bat against Zack Greinke back in the first inning. Diving at third is Gordon, bobbles in, and Lugo will reach. Too much speed for Julio. As Gordon couldn't play cleanly on the dive at third, it's an infield hit for Julio Lugo.
See Gordon with the crossover step. He does get the glove on it, but it's toward the heel of the glove, and he can't control it. And of course, with Lugo's speed, no chance of making a throw to first base. He didn't get in the webbing of the glove. It bounced off the heel of the glove, and just had a little lay down on the ground as Lugo picks up the base hit.
Lead runner on for the second straight inning, as Youkilis takes strike one from Zack Greinke. Youkilis walked and scored the game's only run back in the first inning. Came around on a 2-out double by Manny Ramirez in the first RBI of the season for Manny. breaking ball lifted in the air to right. Little stumble out of the gate for Tien, but out goes Herman to make the catch, and back to first goes Lugo. Stop by your local lottery agent today and pick up your new Red Sox instant ticket for a chance to win Red Sox cruise trips, opening day tickets, monster seats, VIP packs, season tickets for life, and cash prizes. The Mass State Lottery. You have to play. Please play responsibly. One on, one out for Big Papi, who struck out looking his first time up. .54 home runs a year ago for David Ortiz, ranked second in the majors only to Ryan Howard. As he grounds it foul over by the Kansas City dugout.
Well, this combination of Ortiz, Ramirez not yet at full stride, obviously, with Ortiz with the 1 RBI. Manny picking up his first today with that first inning double.
Lugo with a total of 24 stolen bases last year between the Devil Rays and the Dodgers in 122 games. Check swing foul back to the backstop for Ortiz.
Big Papi shaking his head a little bit, chasing a high fastball that time. So he tries to go a little bit farther outside this time to see if Ortiz will chase it, and he does not.
Breaking ball, strike 3, second time Ortiz has struck out looking. This time, a couple of words with local umpire Jeff Nelson.
Well, Ortiz is complaining he thought that pitch was down and out of the strike zone, but Nelson does not agree with Ortiz. It's the slider you can see, and from that angle it did appear to be a little bit down, but close. You know, when it's that close with 2 strikes, you almost have to be swinging. So Nelson and Ortiz off to a bad start this afternoon.
4 strikeouts for Zack Greinke. All have been call third strikes, and twice David Ortiz the recipient. As Manny Ramirez, who doubled to drive in a run in the first, stands in.
One more look from the side. Most of the time from that angle, you know, it looks like it does cross the knees. Looked like it crossed the front knee, but not the back knee. Too close to take with 2 strikes.
Greinke with 2 strikeouts of David Ortiz on just 7 pitches. As the strike to Manny Ramirez. The key matchup is brought to you by Killian's, and for Ramirez, it's been very good here at Kauffman Stadium, both as a member of the Red Sox and a member of the Cleveland Indians, where they're here much more often. One off the buck, and no advance for Julio Lugo at first base. I don't know if he was crossed up or just couldn't get a real good read on that. He was unable to grab it in the air.
Now, I think the breaking ball was a little bit softer than he anticipated. And of course, if you're Julio Lugo at first base, I mean, you've got to be 100% sure you can make second with Manny Ramirez at the plate. You'd love to get into scoring position, but you don't want Manny standing there leading off the next inning. See Lugo trying to peek in to see the signs from John Buck. Little little trick that base runners, base stealers will use. They'll get into their lead, then they'll try to peek in and see if that front leg or right leg is open enough where they can see what signs are given. If it's an off-speed pitch, you'd be more apt to go.
There goes Lugo on the 3-1, and Manny off the glove of Gordon, who knocks it down, picks it up, and has no play. Ramirez a reach. Lugo off with the pitch, and another infield hit for the Red Sox. Second time Gordon's been able to knock it down but do nothing with it.
Now Gordon's got to feel like he's just out of position so far in this game. There have been a couple hits to his left that he just can't come up with. One hit the heel of his glove. He makes a nice effort here to knock the ball down. Is Lugo heading towards second base? The dive by Gordon knocks it down, and that's going to keep runners at first and second.
So Manny is 2 for 2. And it's first and second, 2 down for J.D. Drew. Struck out looking back in the first inning. Drew now 3 for 8 in a Red Sox uniform to begin the season. Little number in front of the plate. Buck will jump out, go over his left shoulder, and in time to first to end the inning. Red Sox will strand a pair. We played 2.5, 1-0 Boston.
The wait is over. Olympia Sports' biggest footwear sale of the year is happening right now. Buy one pair of brand name athletic footwear, get a second pair of equal or lesser value for only half price. This sale ends soon, so get it at Olympia Sports today.
So intelligent, it knows when to turn rear-wheel drive performance into all-wheel drive control. So intuitive, it's beyond machine. The all-new 306 horsepower G from Infiniti.
Mr. Francona, how does the third base coach decide whether to do this or this?
He has a number of things to consider, and he only has a split second to consider those. For example, the speed of his own base runner, the strength of the outfielder's arm, how many outs there are in the inning, the score of the game, and even the inning of the game. It's not an easy split-second decision.
Show me the sign to go to Sullivan Tire. We're always here to get you there.
Grubs. Their mission? Destroy your lawn. Now there's Bear Advanced Season-Long Grub Control with Merit. Its exclusive 2-in-1 formula stops grubs all season. Plus, it revitalizes your lawn, guaranteed. Bear Advanced.
Red Sox have the 1-0 lead. Let's take a look at the first couple of innings for Daisuke. First batter, it's a slider that's going to be hit for a base hit. And really helped him out in the first inning because he did not look comfortable with this pitch. A fastball that jams Emil Brown. He turns it into a double play, and he looked much more relaxed in the second inning. We get a look at the changeup from Matsuzaka. Gordon flying out to left field on that pitch, and then a fastball for the strikeout against Claude to end the inning. He looks much more comfortable in the second inning than he did in the first, and I think that double play really helped him out.
Now look at his line so far through the first 2 innings. He's 27 pitches deep, 16 of which for strikes. And retiring the side in order in the second inning, recording his first strikeout in a Red Sox uniform. He got Ross Glode to end last inning. Here is John Buck, the Kansas City catcher, on the breaking ball. Takes strike 1.
Curveball, first pitch for a strike.
Buck 2 for 4 so far in the young season. Had last night off. Jason LaRue did the catching last night, and Buck back in there the day game after the night game. Meanwhile, the Red Sox catcher Jason Varitek catching last night and again today. So Doug Mirabelli in the first game of the Texas series. This will be catching Tim Wakefield tomorrow night in the first game of that 3-game series against the Rangers. 0-3 call on the 30th pitch of Daisuke Matsuzaka's outing, and it's back-to-back Ks. One down.
Well, 3 pitches to Buck. First pitch is going to be a curveball. That's going to be a strike. They start him off. And when you can throw a breaking ball first pitch, you got the hitter guessing already. That looks like a slider or a cut fastball, and then the fastball to the outside corner for the strikeout. Perfect control there for Matsuzaka.
One down here in the 3rd inning for Tony Pena Jr. That is Royals' debut off on a great start with a couple of triples here on opening day. I did last night, and now 2 for 7 on the young season. Dad, of course, the former manager of the Kansas City Royals, longtime very good catcher, former Red Sox catcher. Hauled off to the right. In the dirt as Pena had shortened up to show bunt. 2-1. Grabbed the attention of Mike Lowell down at 3rd base. Ground, Matsuzaka off the mound will flip to first. A late adjustment, and Youkilis tags the bag. It looked at first like Matsuzaka was going to keep coming to first, so Youkilis had backed off, but then quickly covered, and they get the out of Tony Pena Jr.
Yeah, he was sprinting over there like he was going to take it himself, and you're right. Matsuzaka had to kind of wait for Youkilis to adjust to get back to the bag, and then they do get the out.
So 2 down. It's back up to the top of the order for David DeJesus, who singled into center field in the 1st inning. Daisuke Matsuzaka joining the Red Sox after an 8-year career. The Pacific Cebu Lions filed a 108-60 record with a 2.95 ERA. Inside again, and he falls behind now. 2-0. Mentioned that he had thrown a Pacific League leading 14 complete games for the Cebu Lions. By today's standards, teams have maybe 3 or 4 a season, the way things have been going lately. And this is a guy who had 14 himself last year in Japan.
Yeah, and that's also on a 6-man rotation over in Japan. That's another adjustment that he's going to have to make as time goes on here in the States.
Inside, DeJesus had a notion but didn't pull the trigger, and it's 3-1. Ended up with 17 victories last year and 200 strikeouts.
Fenway Park underwent massive renovation during the offseason, and the Red Sox turned to FW Webb, their official plumbing and heating supplier, for help. Visit FWWeb.com and learn more about how they can help you too. FW Webb, we've got it.
Looking forward to seeing some of those renovations when we get back. Could have been at Fenway a couple times during the winter, and a lot of construction going on, but have not seen the finished product yet. Look forward to that in the home opener. As DeJesus pops it up into short left center. Crisp and Ramirez, and it's Coco gets there. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Daisuke through 3, 1-0 Boston. Time for a Sports Desk Update with Hazel May.
Don, thank you. Hi, everybody. Tonight on Sports Desk, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bass Centers, of course. Full recap, post-game reaction, and analysis of Daisuke's performance, plus Masters highlights for you. The Frozen Four and the Bruins are in Buffalo. Busy day here on Sports Desk. Hope you'll meet us right back here. We'll see you tonight after Bruins coverage. Back to Kansas City after this break.
Are you in the mafia?
Things could have gone the other way, my little nephew.
This is the thanks I get.
Turn your back on me.
I want what I am entitled to.
I've
never seen you like this.
I would follow that man into hell. I'm gonna put a bullet on the face, okay?
My whole life is a lie. Ripped
apart like you guys. How could you kill him again?
Something's gonna change. We're getting to something here.
Everything comes to an end.
Teachers take on the challenge of enriching minds and helping students succeed. So every year, Time Warner Cable honors dedicated teachers who use cable programming or technology in the classroom to reach those goals.
Each teacher is responsible for planting a lifetime of knowledge.
We salute our 2006 National Teacher Award winners and invite you to learn how to apply for the 2007 awards. Visit TimeWarnerCable.com or contact your local Time Warner Cable office for more information.
Beep beep.
Car shopping at beepbeep.com is fast, safe, beep beep, and easy.
Okay. You drive.
From reputable local dealers.
Let's get our new car. Here, you drive. It's only a couple miles.
Beepbeep.com, the fastest way to shop for cars.
Meep meep.
Daisuke Matsuzaka through his first 3 innings of Major League experience, and a 1-0 Red Sox lead into the 4th. Mike Lowell, Jason Varitek, and Coco Crisp to bat in the inning. Lowell with a base hit in the 2nd inning. He singled to left field. 1 of 4 Red Sox hits so far today.
Now for Daisuke, after that double play back in the 1st inning, he looked a little uncomfortable in the 1st inning. Then he got that double play, and it's been 1-2-3, 1-2-3 for the next couple.
Retired 7 batters in a row. Lowell drives it in the air to left field, sending Glode back onto the track at the wall. He leaps, and it's off the wall. Glode will play the carom as Lowell cruises into second base. Last year, a great year for him in doubles, and Lowell's got his 3rd of this season.
And it looks to me like Glode kind of glided back, trying to time his leap at that wall. If he got there quicker, he may have been able to make this catch. See him just kind of coasting back toward the wall. Then he makes the leap, and it actually falls to the side of his glove. And any base runner is appreciated right now by Daisuke. Just missed a home run by that much, or a catch by that much.
So for the 3rd time in 4 innings, the Red Sox have the lead runner on. The 2nd time in the last 4 innings. Mike Lowell is the guy that gets on. He singled and was left at first in the 2nd. Doubles here and hopes for help from friends as Jason Varitek stands in. Mike Lowell now with 3 doubles. He ties old friend Trot Nixon. The Major League lead. A little slip out in center field for David DeJesus. Gets back up and camps underneath. As Lowell bluffs at second base, doesn't go anywhere. And DeJesus got it back in quickly.
During April, enter the 4th annual Briggs & Stratton Diamonds in the Rough Youth Essay Contest and tell your story. The grand prize winner receives $10,000, Briggs & Stratton Power Lawn Equipment for their team and home field, and a baseball clinic from Tino Martinez.
We're here at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Don Orsillo, Jerry Remy, and Tina Cervasio bringing you Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox scoring in the 1st inning. An RBI double with 2 down for Manny Ramirez. The game's only run so far. Daisuke Matsuzaka has gone the first 3 innings and given up just 1 hit. As pitch up top and Coco Crisp chasing for strike 1.
That last pitch to Varitek, he was trying to pull the ball to try to advance Lowell to third base. And you could see when he tried to hook the ball was away, and that's the reason for the fly ball to center field. So Lowell remains at second base. Now Crisp will try to drive him in.
Coco struck out looking his first time up. The Red Sox had lost 6 consecutive games to the Kansas City Royals until last night's 7-1 win. First time they'd won here in Kansas City since August 23rd of 2005. Red Sox finished with a losing record against the Royals a year ago, a team that lost 100 games. Boston finishing 4-5 against KC last year. Don't get to see the Royals very much this series here, and one more 3-game series at Fenway Park, and that's it in the season series.
It's hard to believe since we've been in interleague play that you come to a city to open up the season and you don't see that city again the rest of the year.
Same thing with Texas last year for us.
Yep.
Sox opening up in Arlington last year and then did not go back. Outside, full count.
Wow. I'll tell you what, Coco Crisp is very lucky to still be standing at home plate. I think Greinke's been very good this afternoon. When he's missed, he has not missed by very much at all.
Lofts it down the right field line, foul.
Good confidence there in his changeup too. 3-2 count to Crisp. He throws him the changeup. Coco out in front of it, but does make contact and has another chance. Changeup on the 3-2 count. The off balance swing, but at least there is contact, and Coco will see another pitch.
Ground to Herman at second base, and Crisp is out, a productive out as Lowell moves on to third with now 2 down.
Welcome back to the baseball season with a visit to the Boston Globe store. You'll find new Daisuke products, Red Sox memorabilia, apparel, and more. Shop online, shop anytime at the Boston Globe store.
So 2 down, Lowell at third base, and it'll bring up Dustin Pedroia. Strike to Pedroia, grounded out to second base, his first time up.
And Pedroia is not going to say very much, obviously, because he's a rookie, but he thought that pitch was down, a breaking ball.
Named to the International League All-Star postseason team, is ended up hitting at .305 in 111 games last year for the Paw Sox.
Ooh, right off the hand, the throwing hand of John Buck. And I don't care if it's 40 degrees or 90 degrees, that hurts. It's like you got to protect the first, then maybe the hand. A lot of times you'll see catchers put that hand behind their back or behind the glove to try to protect it. His hand was right out there and with no protection at all in the area of the foul ball.
Mike Lowell 90 feet away at third base with 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Greinke comes back to strike out Pedroia and end the inning. Red Sox leave Lowell at third, a 1-0 Boston lead.
Hey, boss. Do we have Aflac?
Nah, we have something else.
But if you're hurt and miss work, does it pay cash like Aflac does?
Nah.
Or let you spend it any way you want, like for gas and groceries?
Nah.
Or help with everyday bills like Aflac does?
There's only one Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Ouch! That hurt.
It should. Just $7.99?
We'd be at least $16.99 at one of those hoity-toity stores.
You know I'm all about value.
We'd still be a steal at $12.99.
At my Bob's, you're just $7.99.
How about $9.99?
Nope, just $7.99.
At least we'll be in a nice home in no time.
You don't have to take Bob's word for it. Ask your friends and neighbors who've already bought here.
Come on down.
The curveball will spin up to 30 times a second and break as much as 17 inches. Watch every pitch in clear Panasonic motion. Panasonic Plasma for the speed of sports. Panasonic, ideas for life.
The wait is over. Olympia Sports' biggest footwear sale of the year is happening right now. Buy one pair of brand name athletic footwear, get a second pair of equal or lesser value for only half price. This sale ends soon, so get it at Olympia Sports today.
When the Red Sox and Bruins play at the same time this Saturday night, Nesson has you covered on the diamond and on the ice. Catch the Red Sox Rangers game live in HD on Nesson, and you can follow the Bruins Fan Appreciation Night against Ottawa on an alternate channel. Find your alternate channel at Nesson.com.
1-0, the Red Sox on top. Daisuke Matsuzaka has been very good today, but so has Zack Greinke so far. And the Red Sox left Mike Lowell at third base last inning. Boston's had at least a base run in every inning. Boston has left 5 men on base. Matsuzaka through the first 3. He's thrown 40 pitches.
The one base hit, that coming to the leadoff man, DeJesus, and that was on a breaking ball.
And then he's retired 7 batters in a row. And he'll deal with 2, 3, and 4 in the Royals order here in the 4th inning. Esteban Herman, Martin, and Emil Brown. On reaching on a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Pitch. Herman goes around.
Looks like a slider from Daisuke. Looks like Brown was expecting a fastball with the count in his favor, 1-0. Instead, he gets the breaking ball.
Popped up, foul ground. Youkilis a long run down by the tarp area, but it's back into the seats.
Getting the start today. Grzelcyk started the first 2 games, had good games, but remember, he's coming off knee surgery back in March, so giving him the day game off after the night game.
In the dirt, and it evens up now at 2-2. Esteban Herman becomes a 3rd strikeout victim for Daisuke Matsuzaka, and there's 1 down in the 4th.
Yeah, right now Matsuzaka is painting pretty good with that fastball. Nasty fastball again. Away, down and away from Herman. Again, it's not overpowering. The velocity is not overpowering, but location is excellent.
1 down here in the 4th, 8 in a row. Retired by Matsuzaka, and here's Martin. Walked his first time up, the only base on balls surrendered today by Daisuke Matsuzaka. strike, and it evens up at 1-1. I want to talk about the pressure on Matsuzaka today, and he's doing very well in his first outing in a Red Sox uniform, coming into this pressure-packed situation. All that has surrounded him, the 135 individuals from Japanese print, television, and radio that have followed him around, and things are boding well so far as this one grounded down the first baseline foul.
And so far in this game, we have seen more fastballs, curveballs, and sliders from Matsuzaka than we have changeups or splitters. I don't recall seeing a splitter yet. We did see that one very good changeup that he threw.
Ahead 1-2 of Mark Tien. Good swing and a defensive swing from Tien. Daisuke Matsuzaka about to throw his 50th pitch of his outing, with one out here in the 4th inning. Two now to 10.
And that was a splitter right there from Matsuzaka, but that splitter down out of the zone and actually kind of went back in toward the left-handed hitter. A lot of times that splitter will go down and away from a lefty. That one going down and in.
It's really been a challenge for John Farrell to learn the pitching staff and to work with Daisuke. That's a nasty pitch that strikes out Mark Tien. 4 Ks for Matsuzaka and back-to-back strikeouts for the right-hander.
This looks to be a curveball from Matsuzaka. Took a little bit off, a little bit slower than the ones he's been throwing. So he is really mixing all of his pitches up today. Good confidence in his breaking ball.
2 down, 9 in a row, retired by Matsuzaka, and here's Emil Brown, who grounded into the double play, which seemed to relax Matsuzaka at the time.
I agree, Don. You know, first inning, base hit, a walk, and then all of a sudden he makes a nasty pitch to get a double play, and he has been totally relaxed since that point.
Outside corner.
He's just wearing out the outside corner, down knee high against these right-handed hitters. Again, as I mentioned, not overpowering, but perfect location down in the zone and on the corner.
Challenge time up top, and he strikes him out. Impressive. Striking out the side is Daisuke Matsuzaka. 1-0 Boston.
For our fuel comes from oil in the ground. A lot of it comes from our people, who year in and year out put so much of their energy into everything they do. So you can be sure that when you put Valero gas into your tank, you're going to get a lot out of it. Valero, the energy to take you anywhere.
Free to move about the country.
Well, 5 strikeouts on the afternoon for Matsuzaka as he strikes out the side in the 4th inning. He gets Herman on a fastball. Well, we'll have to kind of reload that, but we'll show it to you, the 3 strikeouts as they come up.
Pitching line brought to you by Nissan, and Matsuzaka has now retired 10 batters in a row. 54 pitches for Matsuzaka. He's striking out the side, getting Herman, Tien, and Brown. Red Sox will try their luck again against Zack Greinke, who's kind of kept them at bay. The Red Sox have had base runners in every inning and have stranded 5 men on through the first 4. They do have a 1-0 advantage. Greinke has pitched very well here today for the Royals.
Yes, he has, and he's pitched well with all of his pitches. His fastball, changeup, slided. That was a slow curveball that had Lugo off balance. This has to be very encouraging for the Royals to see Greinke pitch this way.
You got the great opening day start from Gilmesh. Not a terrible start last night from Odalis Perez in game 2, and so far today Zack Greinke's been very good, and the pitching has been the main problem for Kansas City in the last few seasons for Buddy Bell. This is down the right field line towards the corner, and a fair ball. Julio Lugo is headed for 2, dug out by Tien down there in the corner, and it's a leadoff double for Lugo. 4th time now in 5 innings the Red Sox have had the lead runner on.
Now Lugo down in the count, 2 strikes, and reaches out and just punches this ball. The ball looked like it was going to bounce up into the stands for the ground rule double. It does not, stays in play, but still only the 2 bases for Lugo. Back-to-back innings, as Don mentioned, doubles to lead off the inning, and Red Sox would like to push a few across here, give Daisuke a little room to breathe.
Lugo at second to Youkilis. Walked his first time up. That's out of the way of that pitch inside. The Red Sox have had the lead runner on 4 of 5 innings. The only inning they scored, they did not get the lead runner on. That was in the first. Lugo takes off for third. The throw sails into left field. Lugo will scamper home, and the Red Sox will take a 2-0 lead.
Now there's a gift for the Red Sox. The stolen base, first of all, but then the errant throw by John Buck. Once this ball left Buck's hand, it was airmailed toward left field. Not a great jump at second base. Flat-footed was Lugo, and a good throw would have made him close at third base, but it gets by. And the Red Sox get that run. Now you see when Buck got hit in the hand with that foul ball, you have to wonder if that had something to do with that errant throw to third base, because that wasn't even close.
Youkilis grounds it down to third. Alex Gordon throws out Youkilis for the first out of the inning.
Well, let's take a look now at Matsuzaka's 4th inning as he strikes out the side. He's going to get Herman first of all on a fastball, and then he gets Tien on the curveball, and then a fastball to Emil Brown that's up and out of the zone.
Matsuzaka and the Red Sox with another run on top, 2-0, 1 down. And Ortiz hits one in the air down the right field line towards the pole. As it winds down towards the pole, it makes its way foul. Not taking any chances with Greinke after striking out twice looking. He goes up there and swings at the first pitch.
That steal of third base for Lugo, his 38th career steal of third, and actually, you know, it wasn't a great jump he had at second base. He was kind of flat-footed. And if that had been a good throw to third, it would have been a very close play.
Did you find stealing third easier than stealing second?
Yeah, if you can time that pitcher and he doesn't give you a couple of looks and you get a walking lead, yeah, it can be.
It's 1-2 to Ortiz.
Now watch Lugo. You can see him right here. He doesn't have a walking lead. Not a great jump. And then if that throw had been on target, he may have been out. But that ball just sailed, maybe because of the sore hand of John Buck.
Works out to be a stolen base. Error charge to John Buck on the throw. First miscue for either side. Lugo with a couple of hits today, a single and a double, and a stolen base.
Well, the first stolen base, a productive one, and it turns into a run.
Ortiz goes after it, strikes out for the third time today, this time swinging.
Now Greinke has really messed with Ortiz here this afternoon. He's got him guessing and guessing wrong. Breaking ball that time. Ortiz cannot control the head of the bat. For the third time today, the hat trick for Big Papi.
The 2 outs, bases empty for Manny Ramirez, who's 2 for 2. He doubled in a run in the first inning and then reached on an infield hit in the third inning. Red Sox heading for Texas after the ball game today to get ready for their 3-game series with the Rangers.
And tomorrow will be the Texas Rangers home opener after dropping 3 games out on the West Coast.
Yeah, they had a very tough series against the Angels and their former center fielder Gary Matthews Jr. The Tim Wakefield against Robinson Tejada tomorrow night. Saturday, Julian Tavares against Kevin Millwood. And then Kurt Schilling in the finale of the series on Sunday night, matched up against Vicente Badia. Strike to Manny, and it's 1-2. Second straight year the Red Sox will be the opposition in the home opener for the Texas Rangers. Both teams opening up in Arlington last year. Red Sox took 2 out of 3 in their only visit to Texas last season. And he reaches out, flips it out towards right center field. Tian on the move, and the right fielder will make the catch. It ends the inning. Miscue in the inning, a run in the inning for the Red Sox. 2-0 Boston.
What does it take to earn AMCI's best-in-class certification for acceleration? Raw horsepower. The all-new, full-size Toyota Tundra. The truck that's changing it all.
Roger, for the Go Green sales event, we want you to race this very special bike.
How about I just make a few sales calls or something?
Done.
The Kawasaki Go Green sales event is on. Save big on new Kawasaki vehicles. See your dealer today.
Hello, sir. Sorry to bother you at supper time. Hello?
I am your idea. I gotta fly. I gotta move. I'm out of the box and in the network. In the zone and on your mind. Don't stop me now. Give me Rico. Rico's always ready to move me. Send me. Here, there, everywhere. This is how we go. Let's go. Rico.
You are our neighbors. You teach. You cheer. You sacrifice. You help those around you. You love your little corner of the world. Here at Extra Mart, we are proud to serve you, and we thank you for letting us be a part of your community.
Visit the new extramart.com and sign up for the Extra Email Club and have a chance to win a PlayStation 3. Club members are the first to learn about great context, incredible sales, receive coupons, and more. Go to extramart.com today.
Well, this is the time. Red Sox tickets are on sale now, and more than 2.5 million have already been sold. That means they're going fast, but there are still some available. Don't get shut out. Call 877-RED-SOX-9 or visit redsox.com.
Well, Daisuke Mania has begun in Red Sox Nation, and he has retired 10 batters in a row in his Red Sox debut. At the end of the inning, we'll look at his pitches by inning, 54 total. Swing and a miss for Alex Gordon. Went fly to left his first time up. Matsuzaka has retired 10 batters in a row. He struck out the side in order in the 4th inning.
There it is, getting ahead of Gordon and trying to go upstairs again with that fastball. That time he does not chase it. Mentioned last night he has that slight uppercut swing, which makes him a little bit vulnerable to a high fastball.
Up now 2-2. Of course, Daisuke technically a rookie despite all the professional work that he's had in Japan. First rookie the Red Sox have had start a game this year. Boston had 4 rookies start games last year. John Lester, Kaysen Gabbard, David Pauley, and DeVern Hansack all made starts last year for the Red Sox as rookies. Broken bat, soft liner that finds its way into left field for Alex Gordon. Breaks up a string of 10 in a row, retired by Matsuzaka.
And his first major league hit, as I'm sure he'll get that souvenir. So a little bit pressure off Alex Gordon. Had a tough couple of games. Gets the fastball from Matsuzaka, breaks the bat, but picks up the base hit.
And his first major league hit coming off Daisuke Matsuzaka. The guy grew up in Nebraska and a lifelong Kansas City Royals fan, having a chance to be a Kansas City Royal, their first round draft choice, and just his second professional season here on the big club. Ryan Sheely lined out to right his first time.
We mentioned in spring training how teams will probably test Daisuke when he's working out of the stretch as far as stealing bases, but this is not a base stealing team, the Kansas City Royals. And actually he's doing a pretty good job getting the ball home fairly quickly.
It in the air down the right field line, drew over by the seats, and will run out of room.
Well, stay tuned after the game for WB Mason's Extra Innings and Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra with Tom Caron and Dennis Ecusy. They'll bring you all the reaction to Daisuke's debut, including Tina Savacio's one-on-one with the manager and Terry's take. Plus, you'll hear from the man himself. We'll have Matsuzaka's post-game press conference. It's all right after the game in high definition on NESN.
Well, Daisuke fans delighted with his first effort here in a Red Sox uniform so far today. The 0-2 popped up foul. Euclid headed over towards the photographer as well, and that will end up out of play. Ryan Sheely coming over from the Colorado Rockies, in which he saw major league action in 2005 and 2006, and of course played just about every day after coming over to the Kansas City Royals. And the season last year on the DL with tendonitis in his right elbow. Aggravated the elbow problems during the season.
Greinke bouncing to his right on that slider. Just about gets the webbing of the glove on it and keeps that man at first base.
Strike 3 call. 6th strikeout for Daisuke, and there's one down here in the 5th.
This looks to be the curveball from Matsuzaka. I mentioned the scouts told me that that's an underrated pitch for him, and it's been very good for him this afternoon. You can tell with the variety and number of different pitches that he has that he really has a lot of these hitters on the Royals guessing, not knowing quite what to expect next.
One down for Ross Globe. He swings at the first pitch, drives it to right. Drew back there to make the catch. And Alex Gordon back to first base with now 2 down.
Time now for this Panasonic Plasma replay so you can catch this again in crisp, rich, detailed motion. And it's the first strikeout of the ball game for Daisuke Matsuzaka. A fastball to Ross Globe. Matsuzaka with 6 total now in the game, but that was his first as a member of the Boston Red Sox.
2 down. Alex Gordon, who led off the inning with a single to left field, still at first base, and here's the catcher, John Buck. Buck struck out looking in the 3rd inning, one of the 6 strikeouts for Daisuke. Time Buck chases, and he's down 0-2.
He's done that a few times today where he's elevated that fastball intentionally and has got a couple of these Royals hitters to chase it. He's got Emil Brown to chase a high fastball that was out of the zone, and now quickly ahead of Buck as he chases the high fastball.
The last time Buck struck out on just 3 pitches, so all of a sudden here he's down 0-2. Here comes the 3rd pitch. We'll have to wait as check first on Alex Gordon. Buck fights it off foul, still 0-2. John Buck coming over to Kansas City, part of the Carlos Beltran deal, June 24th of 2004. Came over from the Astros, who had originally drafted John Buck out of high school in Salt Lake City, Utah. Pitch number 70 for Daisuke, and another good save from Jason Varitek to his right. 16 pitches in the inning. It's the most pitches that Matsuzaka has thrown in any inning so far in his outing.
And we saw a splitter have this kind of action early in the game, but it's not a splitter, it's a slider that time. And again, Varitek sliding to his right to block the ball.
Swings, lines it to center, in for a hit. Gordon keeps on going to 3rd. Crisp had to go off his glove. Gordon will be stopped at 3rd. And it's 1st and 3rd now with 2 down, as Crisp could not play cleanly on a hop out there in center field.
And Gordon hesitated as he got around 2nd base. At first you'll see contact on the breaking ball. It looks like a curveball from Matsuzaka that stays out over the plate. And you'll see the bobble out here by Coco Crisp. It looked like he took his eye off it to look up at the runner. Now there's Gordon taking off at first base and actually slows up, stops, but then continues to go on. The scouting report is to run on the arm of center fielder Coco Crisp.
So 2 down, 1st and 3rd. First time the Kansas City Royals have had a base runner reach 3rd base in the game. And here's Tony Pena Jr. grounded back to the mound his first time up.
This is the most trouble that Daisuke has been in since back in the 1st inning.
That was the 1st and second one-out situation with Emil Brown. Tap one back to him, and he initiated the 1-6-3 double play that ended that inning. And then calmed down, retired the next 10 batters in a row. Gordon at third base. John Buck at first base. 2 down in the Royals' 5th inning. Swing and a miss. 91 that time. Got it by him.
That's a case where you had to figure as a hitter you're going to get the fastball on the 2-0 count. He did, and Pena with the late swing.
Had to work the hardest this inning in terms of pitches thrown. Strike this time taken. It was Pena, and it's 2-2. Francona said he would not treat Matsuzaka any differently as far as his pitch count goes. We treated the same as Schilling was and Beckett was as far as their first outing of the year to begin the year. You know, Matsuzaka is a guy who's used to throwing 120, 140 pitches in some of his outings.
That's not going to happen here in the States. You might see a 120. I don't think you're going to see 140, and you won't see 120 today.
Off the backside. It down the right field line, foul back towards the seats. Euclid's long run.
Now, when he's been in trouble today, which has been not very often, he has gone with his fastball. Back in the first inning, it was a fastball for that double play, falling behind Pena. It's been all fastball since then. The run to count to 2-2.
First jam that he's really been in with runners at first and third for the Royals. 2 down.
The LoJack Caught Stealing Sweepstakes is back again for another season. Visit LoJack.com/caught stealing for details and to enter to win. LoJack, the only stolen vehicle recovery system operated by the police.
Daisuke Matsuzaka with 2 down. He'll work his way out of this inning with runners at first and third. Protecting a 2-0 Red Sox lead. Veritek's going to head out and talk to Matsuzaka.
And this should be interesting. I believe this is the first conversation they've really had at any point in this game, except prior to the first pitch.
About the weather today for Daisuke Matsuzaka. He's not pitched a great deal in these tight conditions. Pitching his home games in a dome back in Japan, but it's not been an issue today. Winning number from the plate. Matsuzaka fields and throws in time to first and gets out of the jam in the 5th. The Royals strand 2. Boston on top 2-0 at the end of 5.
Hello?
Mrs. Anderson, this is Mark Brown. I'm from the collections department of...
Hi. Listen, I'm sorry I haven't made my payment yet. I'll get it in as soon as I can.
Maybe you should call In Charge. They'll work with you and come up with a solution that's right for you.
When life hands you a little more than you can manage, call In Charge Debt Solutions. We're a nonprofit company that puts people back in control by helping them manage their debt. We'll stop the collection calls, and we'll help lower your interest rates, so you'll have one affordable monthly payment. Call In Charge today.
Mr. Francona, how does the third base coach decide whether to do this or this?
He has a number of things to consider, and he only has a split second to consider those. For example, the speed of his own base runner, the strength of the outfielder's arm, how many outs there are in the inning, the score of the game, and even the inning of the game. It's not an easy split-second decision.
Show me the sign to go to Sullivan Tire. We're always here to get you there.
Can we pause it for a second?
Okay.
Thanks.
Hey, where you going?
I need to pass gas.
Well, that's cool. You can do it here.
No way.
Go ahead. I don't care.
Look, if I pass gas in here, it's going to be toxic, and it could linger for hours, maybe days. Is that what you want?
No.
Be right back.
Secondhand smoke contains hydrogen cyanide and other deadly gases. Don't pass gas. Take it outside.
2-0 Red Sox lead as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Good afternoon for Daisuke Matsuzaka. We'll take a look at a couple of his different pitches. First of all, his fastball, which he's used quite a bit today. There you see the curveball. A very good changeup. We have not seen too many of these. And the splitter, we have not seen many of these either. And back to the fastball from Matsuzaka to pick up a strikeout, a high fastball. We've also seen a slider, a cut fastball.
And a look at the day for Matsuzaka, 78 pitches. As J.D. Drew sends it out towards left center field, and that will get down. Over to play it is Ross Claude. Right turn and ahead to second base for J.D. Drew. He's got himself a leadoff double to begin things in the 6th.
That's been a very nice start in a Red Sox uniform for J.D. Drew. 2 for 5 last night. Picks up the leadoff double. The third time the Red Sox have had a leadoff double in this ball game. That's a breaking ball that he just stays back on and shoots to the gap in left center field. Drew runs pretty well. I mean, not blazing speed, but pretty good speed and a good base runner.
He's 4 for 10 so far. Very good start to the season for J.D. Drew. And here's Mike Lowell. Lowell 2 for 2 in the game. He singled in the 2nd inning, doubled in the 4th. Towards center field, David DeJesus back to make the catch. Let's head back to Boston and Tom Caron. Tom?
Well, Don, thanks very much. Time for our New England Toyota dealer game break. And in Chicago, this comebacker off the bat of Ryan Garko right off the arm of Mark Burley, just below the left elbow. X-rays negative. He is day to day, and they are tied at 2 in Chicago. Guys, back to you in KC.
All right, Tom, it's 2-0 here. Red Sox on top half of the 6th inning, and here comes Jason Varitek. J.D. Drew with a double to begin things here in the 6th inning. Pickoff play at second, and J.D. Drew back safely.
Well, if Tony Pena Jr. is anything like Tony Pena Sr., you know, he's very active. He'll try a lot of pickoffs at second base. His father, as a catcher, loved to throw the ball around the infield. That first slide by Drew gets back in time.
Tech hits it in the air out towards right field. Tien back there. And to make the catch as J.D. Drew tags and moves over to third base with now 2 down.
Tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show with Tom Caron and Jim Rice. You'll see the breakdown of the return of Sammy Sosa to Major League Baseball and a profile of the unique relationship between tomorrow's starter Tim Wakefield and his catcher Doug Mirabelli. It's all tomorrow afternoon as part of our Friday Red Sox coverage, brought to you by Kia.
Two down here in the 6th inning, and it brings up Coco Crisp. Crisp struck out in the 2nd inning, grounded out to second base in the 4th. Greinke now has gone 5 2/3 and given up 7 hits to the Red Sox, 2 runs. There's 6 strikeouts and a walk.
I was looking down in the bullpen for the Royals. Looks like an aerobic class going on down there as a bunch of pitchers trying to loosen up and stay warm. And Greinke may be nearing the end of the road here after a very nice performance. This looks like an organized aerobics class or something.
Outside edge, 1-2. 22 pitches for Zack Greinke through 5 2/3 innings. Nothing else, Zack Greinke has to feel pretty good about his first outing back in the major leagues in over a year. Another tough pitch to take. Crisp did.
Another very good changeup for Greinke, and I don't know how Coco Chris laid off this pitch. It did appear low.
Full count now to Coco. 2 down. Drew at third base. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 7 Ks for Zack Greinke. We hit to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-0 Boston.
The wait is over. Olympia Sports' biggest footwear sale of the year is happening right now. Buy 1 pair of brand name athletic footwear, get a 2nd pair of equal or lesser value for only half price. This sale ends soon, so get it at Olympia Sports today.
Think you know everything about the Ford Fusion? Think again. It's time to see for yourself while the all-wheel drive Fusion beat out Camry and Accord on performance, handling, and styling. Need more? How about that Fusion was named J.D. Power's most appealing car in its class? Lease one for just $199 a month and your first payment's on us. Only at your local Ford store.
Hi, I'm Keith Hernandez. And I'm Walt Clyde Frazier. What a marvelous night for the action. Let's go to the play-by-play. Oh, there's Mr. Graybeard approaching Miss Hottie. Oh, no. Rejected. Clyde, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, no play for Mr. Gray. Get that man our Just for Men Brush In Color Gel.
It's specially formulated to penetrate coarse facial hair and gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
Home run. Another win with Just for Men.
Grubs. Their mission? Destroy your lawn. Now there's Bear Advanced Season-Long Grub Control with Merit. Its exclusive 2-in-1 formula stops grubs all season. Plus, it revitalizes your lawn, guaranteed. Bear Advanced.
2-0 Red Sox on top as we head to the last half of the 6th inning. Let's check back in with Tina Cervasio.
Coming into this game, there was so much curiosity, Don, about how Daisuke Matsuzaka's pitching would translate to the majors. So a lot of people started making comparisons to other pitchers, past and present. John Farrell makes this comparison.
One guy that comes to mind, David Cone, is a pitcher that has similar type of stuff when he was in his prime. Similar body types. You know, you're looking at 6-foot right-handers that can command a number of pitches and have above-average velocity, and can throw any one of those pitches at any time in the count. So, for a reference point, that would be a comparable.
Some have said Pedro Martinez because of their effective changeups. Alex Cora compared Daisuke to Eric Gagne at his prime. Cora faced Matsuzaka during live BP in spring training and also during the World Baseball Classic. And as a shortstop with the Dodgers, Cora had an up-close view of the movement on Gagne's pitches when they were teammates.
Hey, team, thanks very much. We will not likely see Gagne, who's on the DL, but now the Texas Rangers. The Red Sox will begin the 3-game series against the Rangers tomorrow. You draw any comparisons to David Cone? Does that make sense to you, listening to John Farrell?
After this pitch, I'll answer you.
It's a right field. Off the bat of DeJesus. Drew back at the wall. It's gone. First home run in the major leagues off Daisuke Matsuzaka, and it's David DeJesus. And the Royals are on the board.
DeJesus with a single back in the first inning on a breaking ball. He gets the fastball here from Matsuzaka. You see the 8 home runs last year for DeJesus. Take a look at the location of the fastball from Daisuke right out over the plate about belt high, and DeJesus with the home run. Yeah, I guess David Cone, you know, had a wide variety of pitches, the same body type, about the same size. Didn't quite get the Gagne one.
No.
1-2 to Esteban Herman, who's 0 for 2 in the game. Reached on a fielder's choice and struck out looking in the 4th inning. Reaches out, little pop up, shallow center. Pedroia out, and it'll